Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Makes. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I didn't have a lot of time to create this week because of some other things that are happening. But man, I sure enjoyed looking at everybody's Saturday Morning Makes, both on Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. All the beautiful videos that were uploaded. We have new people joining in all over the place. New people coming on board and creating and sharing for Saturday Morning Makes. And the community is growing, and it's just so fun to see so much beautiful art being made. So thank you to everybody that's joining in. This week I thought I took a close look at Instagram right before coming on and just was re-looking at some of the beautiful things that were shared. There's already people sharing for this weekend. Like I saw one from Clom, who's over in the UK. Hello, Clom. And she did a beautiful post about robins. And she made robins appear when lost loved ones are near. And I just thought that was a beautiful way, to be thinking about those that are grieving and that have lost loved ones. And I loved what Clom shared, so I hope you guys will take a look at her post over on Instagram. Cynthia last week was sharing all these wonderful, Cynthia's Arangetta on Instagram, and she was sharing all these wonderful food and snack crafts for Christmas, different candies and things like that. So hello to Cynthia. Hillary, who is Hildy, Hildy 40, she shared a beautiful stocking that I just fell in love with. KS Lane 24 made these gingers that had like frosty crystals on them, like frosty glitter, and it just looked really cool. I love that. I love every single post, you guys, but I'm just trying to pick out a few. Ginger Angler, hi Ginger. She, oh my gosh, I can't even, I'm trying to remember what you shared, Ginger. I think they were Shabby Chic Christmas ornaments, because I know I put your name down for something, but I think they're Shabby Chic Christmas ornaments. So go take a look at Ginger's feed. And there's Susanna, who is SB 6510, I believe, and she shared some beautiful cards. And then also Sue, hi Sue Crosier. Sue finished a wall hanging that she was making, and it was so beautiful. So, and then just tons of different ginger tags and Christmas tag makes from so many of you. Nancyscraftshack did her first Christmas tag post, I believe, and so many of you are sharing, and I just love it. And I wanted to thank everybody that commented on my posts. It's just wonderful to share heart with everybody, and all the people that did videos this past weekend. I'm still trying to watch everything. I haven't had as much time to devote to crafting, and it's going to be the same this coming week. I'm not going to have a lot of time, unfortunately, you guys. But I still want to come on and do a video and share with you. This week, I normally share, Tina, who is Tell Him Thank You, does this Crafty Dares, and I normally share that today. I'm going to hopefully share it later in the weekend if I can get to it. I just haven't had time this week, and I'm kind of combining two things together in this video because I had a Woodblock Wonders that I wanted to film and I just didn't get to it. So I'm going to share them this morning in Saturday Morning Makes, along with some cards that I have finished up, okay, that I had been working on. So let me go ahead and get started. This beautiful stamp, hello Vicki if you're out there. Vicki, who is TryHeart67, I remember I stamped this out and sent it to her when she had a new grandbaby. And this is one of my favorite Christmas stamps. This is by Stampendous, which is a wonderful, wonderful stamp company if you're not familiar with them. And it's called Reaching for the Star. And there's the information. You can pause the video if you want. and there's their website if you want that. But this was just one of my favorite Christmas stamps, and I use it almost every year. So I worked with this stamp, and I was planning on doing a Woodblock Wonders episode, but just couldn't get it filmed this week. And then I used this die set from Penny Black, and this is a beautiful Christmas bell die. And I love how they did it up here and the way they shaded the bow, and they added some greenery and stuff around it. So just a really beautiful die set. I used that, and then I used some stitching dies from Lil Inker Designs back in the day. And then this is just a few different scalloped and stitched dies that I have in here. So these were the products that I mainly worked with. And then pretty much every card I'm going to show you is using pieces of scrap paper from my scrap bin. I went through this week while I was kind of laid up, and I sorted a bunch of my scrap papers, and I wanted to use a lot of them. So I'm going to show you what I did. So I made 3 cards using that beautiful woodblock stamp. And most of these are just, again, aside from the background paper, they're using things that were scraps. And these were all things that were, this was printed in my scrap bin. I printed it for another project and then didn't use it. This background paper here is a paper tray ink paper. And so I just created a background for the stamp image, which I did color with Copics. And I did try to blend the star out so that it would glow. So I used some yellow highlighter kind of within the gold color so that it would kind of look like it was glowing. And I thought about spraying these, but I haven't sprayed them with glitter spray yet. I kind of like the rustic feel of these. And I did use some earth tone brownish colored inks to edge things. So just a very sweet, sweet Christmas card, and it just says Christmas wishes. And I did use some little pieces of paper folded over to make some little tabs here, and then I added a little piece of red embroidery floss, like embroidery thread rather. And then the little Christmas wishes is the LOTV DigiShop tags. Okay, so that's the first one. And then this one uses an older Penny Black Christmas die that cuts out kind of an embroidery pattern. And I had this cut out in my scrap bin, and I had cut it for another project. And so I used it with this piece of brown paper that was in my bin. And again, a very similar card in coloring. Okay, and then the last one I did is very similar to the first one. Okay, just slightly different. I used the opposite side of the paper from Paper Tray Ink, another one of these pieces that I had printed, 2 little tabs, and the same sentiment. So just very simple cards. I love this sweet stamp. I think it's such a sweet Christmas image. So those were my first projects. And then I have shared this before, but this is 2 of my favorite Polkadoodles images. And I had printed these out a while back, I think it was last Christmas actually, to use to create some note cards. And these are great to print out and use for thank you notes, for Christmas cards. You can certainly cut around these and cut them out and then pop them up on tags. But I just a lot of times will use them to make simple thank you notes, or just little blank notes to use in the winter. And I love the sweet gingers that are on these, and they're on ice skates. And I was a huge skater. I'm a huge ice skater fan anyway. I grew up with a lake near my home that we used to skate on all winter long. And so I just think these are the sweetest images. So these, again, these are a digital printable, colored printable that I've had in my stash for years from Polkadoodles. So it's just the same one. I just keep printing it year after year after year. Polkadoodles images are just wonderful. Their pre-colored images can certainly speed up your holiday crafting. So I use those, and I'm going to show you what I created. I just made 2 note cards. And again, I'm using, this is a pine feather green cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And then this was a scrap piece in my stash from some Christmas tags that I actually made last year, I believe, or earlier in the summer in July. I made some coffee tags, or some hot cocoa tags, with a UK die set. This was one of my scraps, and I wanted to use it up, so I combined it with the green card base, and then I used this beautiful image. And you can see that I took diamond stickles and I just highlighted the image with glitter. And so this is just really sweet. I haven't put a sentiment on here. Now, I could use this for all sorts of different things, but for now I just left it blank so that I have it ready to go. And then I did the same thing in pink with this little one where I think the pink is a very prominent color on her outfit. So I just die cut it with a stitched and scalloped rectangle and then put it onto a pink card base. So very, very simple to do, very fun and rewarding. All you really have to do is glue the pieces to a card base with some pattern paper and then add your glitter. And these just turn out so cute. So I love these two images, and I had a lot of fun playing with those. And then last but not least, I made 3 cards with the bell, okay? And this paper right here is a paper from Arala Miha's shop. I believe it's called Santa Claus. I don't know if it's available anymore. You'll have to look. But I had this in my scrap bin. It was left over from a project, and I combined it with another scrap from earlier this summer that was in the bin. And then I took some book paper to create my bell. I did use some ink on the bow, and I did double layer the bows so that they can kind of be popped up. And I did put some foam tape in between. This one actually has... that needs to come out. There we go. And then I took a button and threaded it. So just a really simple card. And this is just some of that Dollar Tree lace propped behind there. And I did the book paper kind of on an angle on this one. So there's the first one. And then this one was actually one of my scrap cards that I had where I pre-do the papers. And I just added a strip of the lace to this, put the bell on, and I did double cut the bow and prop it up, and then I added a little button with twine. So really simple. I love this berry paper that's behind here. I think it's a nice backdrop. And then the last one, I think this might be my favorite. I really like this green plaid with the pine feather strip here, and then this pattern on the side. And you'll notice the difference the card looks when you're dividing it by thirds horizontally versus dividing it vertically. And I almost like it better vertically. I think it's very pleasing to the eye this way, but either way works. But there's something very dramatic about having this dark line behind here. So this is a really easy way to set up a pattern on your card. You cut a 1.5 inch strip, and then the rest of the card is going to be in the other pattern. And then you just take a piece of cardstock and cut a little 1/4 inch strip and run it down. It might even be a little bit thinner than a 1/4 inch, I forget. But I just double cut the bow again with 2 different scrap papers, added the button with hot glue, and you know, of course I tied it off with some of this hemp twine, and used book paper for the background of the bell. So those are my 3 bell cards. So I enjoyed playing with this penny black bell, with these sweet snowmen, and then also with these adorable little, this woodblock stamp image. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these cards today, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's projects for Saturday Morning Makes. And I hope that you guys are all trying really hard to choose joy amidst all the sorrows that life hands us and all the hard, difficult things. I want to send my love out to to people, to everyone that's going through stuff, but I wanted to especially tell Kay that I'm praying for her as she goes into surgery. We're praying for Lisa, who is recovering from a hurt arm, a broken wrist, I believe. And I know that there are others that I'm not thinking of, but I'm also thinking of friends that have lost loved ones this week, to Annette and Kevin and their entire family, and so many others of you that have expressed that you've lost people and that you're grieving, especially as the holidays come on. I still am praying for Sherry's family, for Ginger's family, for May May and her family, so many people. So just know that I lift you all, my whole crafty family, up in prayer each time I pray, and you're all in my heart. I love sharing art with all of you, and I look forward to hopefully coming back later this weekend maybe, and sharing my crafty dare. So I'm hoping to get it made. We'll see if I can do it. But that's about it for me this morning. I look forward to seeing everybody's wonderful posts. And again, thank you for sharing your hearts in this wonderful community. Okay, that's it for this episode of Saturday Morning Makes. It's our 41st episode this week. Hard to believe we've been sharing art for 41 weeks together. So to all of you that are new and joining in, we're so happy you're here. And I want to thank all of my super commenters, every single one of you. I know I didn't mention everybody's name last week, and I apologize for that. It's hard when you're filming a video, you guys, to keep all the facts and figures in your head while you're trying to also talk about what you're doing and everything. So it takes practice to get good at it, and I'm still working on that. So that is about it for me. I did want to share one more thing. My sweet friend Elise sent me a little thank you note and this adorable little pumpkin spatula. It says, "If you were a pumpkin, I'd pick you." Isn't that cute? It's from Crumbs. So I just thought that was so adorable. So I'm going to have that out for Thanksgiving. And then I received one of her beautiful, beautiful cards. And she just thanked me for some stuff that I had sent her. And that was very kind of you, Elise. Look at how cute this card is, you guys. I know if you follow Elise, she's Lacey46 here on YouTube. I know if you follow her, then you've probably already seen this card. It's so much more pretty in person. I love the little spatula with the hearts on it, the little ginger, the pumpkins. And this is my favorite Sizzix bowl die, which you guys have seen me make tags with. I think I did the last set of tags a couple years ago, maybe 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. But I love this bowl die, and we have some of the same papers, Elise and I, so this was a really fun card to receive from her. I love how she has it embossed in the background, and then she has some little touches of like white flour, because it's kind of a baking themed card. So just a beautiful card, a beautiful note inside. Elise is a very dear friend to me, and I am blessed to have her and so many of you in my life. So everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing everybody's projects. Bye now.